The security guard said that? Not another word out of you?
Then I go into this weird, I'm very drunk, and I start going like, this is so embarrassing. I'm like, you don't want another word out of me?
That's exactly what I would have been.
You want me to be a quiet, nice little girlie?
Okay, everybody, we are here with stand-up comedian Katherine Blanford. So happy to have you.
Guys, I'm so happy to be here.
You're in such an adorable onesie.
It's perfect for the holidays.
It's so good.
I was just in Albany, New York,
Ooh,
and
cold.
didn't even think about it. Wore this, obviously, and it was like a muted brick background.
Oh, okay.
And people kept sending me pictures, and I had bright lipstick on, and that's all you can see.
Floating lips.
Because this is
Muted tones.
and I'm also pale.
Yeah.
So it just looked like, and also like I'm doing like an act out, so my lips are like, and this is all you can see.
I really wish people would stop photographing us while we're doing stand up. It's unnecessary.
Can we just say
It's not a photographic medium.
right? Yeah, we see you have 36 options.
Yeah.
You took 36 pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pick the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to show us the other ones.
Yeah, yeah. And don't post the bad ones. Like,
Exactly.
The amount of bad stand-up photos I get tagged in. I'm like, we don't. Come on.
Also,
Try a little bit.
right.
Look through them.
There's one of us just pausing and letting the laughter roll in.
Right.
Yeah.
You could choose that one.
Perfect
Don't do
moment
the
to take a
act out
photo.
moment.
Yeah.
Right?
They love
Never.
the one where you're like, and you're like,
It's
what
like you're blowing an elephant.
Yeah, because they're like, this is art.
you're like, okay.
You're like, this is art. And you're like, I don't give a shit about art. I'm trying to sell tickets.
Yeah.
Don't post that
Yeah.
one.
No one
Bad
wants to see
faces
that.
do not sell
Right,
tickets.
right. And then-
unless
and then
you're a
this
man.
one-
Unless you're a man.
When they bend down, women are still doing
Yeah.
that. I like when you're in the merch line and they're like, I got this one, and then they bend down and they take the lower one. I'm like, it's not artsy.
No.
It's disgusting.
Yep.
It's never a cool picture.
No.
Why are we still doing it?
I don't know.
I don't know, but I think we should start a what's that website for the petitions? You know.
We blocked it out.
Yeah, I blocked a lot of things out recently.
Something.org.
Yeah.
Change.org. Reddit.gov.
Yeah. I
I
wish.
literally have no recollection. That's so funny.
Change.org.
yeah.
Change.org.
Oh, that would make sense.
Change.org.
Yeah. That was
Is-
so simple.
Is that
We're like, what is it?
Catherine, you we're gonna get into it. We're just
Yes.
gonna get right into it. Because this is the first time we've met, but you've sent us topics that I'm very excited to talk about. But before that, you were talking about cheating. You had a podcast about cheating called Cheaties. And you talked about cheating for 3 years, and you just revealed to us
Exclusive.
Yeah, guys.
that you have changed your stance on cheating. What was your original stance? What is it now? How'd we get there?
okay? So podcast started because Lace Larrabee, she's a comic in Atlanta. I don't know if you. I was like a New York comic on the scene in Atlanta, and I was watching her do a bit about going through an ex-boyfriend's phone. And like how she'd like take screenshots and send it to herself, and then scroll and take screenshots, take screenshots. Like
On
while
his
she's-
phone or take
on his
pictures?
phone, like while she would fake sleep. I mean, I'm literally doing her bit. So, but it's
She
it's
would
an old
fake
bit.
sleep.
And then when he went to sleep, then
Oh
she'd go
my
and get on his
God.
phone, screenshot, and then she would send send herself the messages of
Yeah.
the screenshots, right? And then she'd have to delete the pictures and the
And the
messages,
you're right.
and go delete the pictures, and then
Delete them from deleted.
the deleted.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Girls know.
So right, and so like I was a young kid, and I was dating a comic at the time, like trauma bonded kind
Yeah.
of relationship. He was a horrible person, and
He was.
right, and then can you believe?
No. Never heard that on the show.
No, he just wasn't paying rent. Because he needed time. He needed money to buy other girls' clothes. So
So responsible.
I know. So, but I remember he was like taking a nap and I was bored, so I was like, well, I'll go through his phone, and I like caught something and then remembered her bit and was
shit.
literally like, oh no, I have to send it to myself. Oh my God, I have to delete it. And
Right.
like, it was like truly like a step by step, like it was like a how to.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, thank God I'd seen her bit. And afterwards, like I caught him and everything, and it
What did you
was a big
see?
blow
What
up.
was he was buying other girls' clothes or?
No, that was like I should be okay with that. No, this is what he's telling me. He's like, He's like, dude, you just
gaslighter.
aren't used to a guy that's good friends with girls, you know, kind of thing. Can't pay rent, but he's like, will you try these on? I want to see if they'll fit Rachel.
Well, now I have a bone to pick with a lot of my male friends who haven't been buying me clothes.
Right?
Yeah, I don't think a male friend has ever bought me clothes.
Yeah.
Or how about try these on and see if they fit Rachel. Oh, if they're too tight on you, they definitely won't fit her.
Oh wow. He would say that?
Yeah.
He would ask you to try on clothes for another woman he was fucking?
Yeah.
What a ballsy bitch.
Dude, I mean, really, what a weak bitch. I was weak. He's living in my place, not paying rent, using my car to drive to work while I took a bike to work.
Wow. He was a scrub.
Right.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, I'm like, dude, if you can get away with it.
Right. The best way to lie, they say, is in plain sight. And I mean, we see that
all the time.
With celebrities. I mean, R. Kelly, what a great example. He was literally telling us in songs what he was
Pete
doing.
Diddy in an interview
Yes.
talked about his parties where he drugged people on like a late night show. And I'm like, damn. He just came right out with it, huh?
Yeah.
Right. And then if you like giggle after it, it's like,
I guess she was kidding.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So what was the straw that broke the camel's back?
So
here?
I remember going through his phone and like girls sending him pictures of them in bras and like him flirting back, but I'm like, they're just friends. And then
your suspension of disbelief.
we're
was
all in
impressive.
bras, by the way, guys. It's normal. Friends are just hang out in bras. Just some are exposed and some aren't. It's fine. But then I remember there was a random girl. It was like all these long paragraphs. And then I almost like skipped through it. And then I saw one little sentence right before I exited out of it that said, I usually don't do this with one night stands. And then she had invited him over for Thanksgiving.
What?
Wow.
And yeah, he was supposed to come with me to like a wedding over Thanksgiving. And he ended up staying in town. And I guess, and
Fuck
then
this
like
girl.
the response to it, and then I scrolled up from that and it was like, you left your underwear here. And did the winky tongue out emoji. So I knew she was older.
Is that an older emoji?
I think emojis are just older.
How old are you?
33.
Oh, I use emojis. I'm 36.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think emojis are like.
I used them when I was in my 20s, though.
Oh, meaning like she's not like 21, you're saying? Or like,
Yeah, like we used them when we were younger. I don't think
like Gen Z doesn't use them.
no one in their 20s now is using emojis.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, Eric's never sent us an emoji.
Well,
Yeah.
Not that there's a need to.
They're a little bit more feminine too.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it's emojis is like if you're using an emoji if you're 30 and younger and you're using emojis, you're an old soul. And then the teenagers, they're not even texting anymore.
No,
they're just
they're
sending
just
air
sad.
bubbles.
Yeah. They're just sad because they keep comparing themselves to other people.
Right.
Okay.
So, and then so like for 3 years we probably, so we started a podcast called Cheaties, about cheating, and people call in and tell us their stories, and we were always like, go through their phone, you know.
That was the advice you gave on Cheaties.
Were you dating this asshole when you were doing this podcast?
No, I had since broken up with him.
Okay. Did he have? Was he sorry? I want to go back to that really quick. Did he have any remorse?
No, like
did you see him squirm?
No, I mean,
Wow.
no. Like he probably lived on my couch for like 3 months after we broke. I mean, I was weak. I always say I don't have a type. I just date. I PTSD date.
Okay.
Where like whatever my next relationship is a complete response from my past relationship.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like I'll date the opposite of the person I dated previously. Like it's just like a pendulum.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so this one was, he was very like, I mean, he was
He's terrible. That's an awful thing to do for a very long time. Like a lot of layers of awful things.
Right, but like before that, I was in college at like an SEC school and dated like a very put together, like kind of frat boy. Dad had money, had his shit together, and I was like the weird kind of like one that like stood out and like, why can't you just be like a normal girl?
Yeah.
You know, that fits into the box and stops and doesn't talk so much.
Yeah.
You know? Mm-hmm. And so then I decided to date somebody who like has no aspect of their life together.
Yeah.
And kind of is like the other side of you know, like is doing everything I'm not used to at all. That doesn't fit in the norm at all, right?
Yeah.
Like
sometimes
very
you
artsy fartsy and like has girlfriends that are friends and is kind of like more explore sexuality and like just all this other stuff that was just completely the opposite of like a very square person.
It's to cleanse yourself from the last relationship in a way.
Yes.
Yeah.
But like so much that you're looking for the opposite that you like ignore all the horrible red flags.
Totally,
you know.
Sure. Yeah.
So he was like, I mean, he was a comic first of all, but it was very much like, I can't get out of here. I can't get my car's not put together. Like I have to send money back to my family, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So he stayed on my couch for like 3 months afterwards.
Wow.
And never paid rent.
Did he ever bring chicks to your couch?
Well, so before I even caught him cheating, I remember like I found like girls' underwear in the couch.
The couch.
And you were like, is this your friend?
Yeah, I remember
to
asking
fuck a
him.
guy on a couch, that's something.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure.
Like when he sleeps on the couch. I mean, it's fine
Right,
if like,
right.
you're going to
I
fuck
mean,
on the couch and then go to the bed.
Yeah, no, he's probably doing well right now if he has a couch to sleep on, honestly.
Wow.
Like, I remember he told me about the underwear, and I just remember being like, he was like, one of my, like, a few comics when you were out of town came and crashed on the couch. Maybe it was one of theirs. And I was I'd never been cheated on before.
Oh, wow. And then you got really cheated on.
Yeah.
Oh, man. How did you feel?
I think I was like blindsided. I think I realized as soon as it finally clicked that he had cheated on me, I was like, he did it the whole time.
Yeah,
he was doing that for 4 years.
And I think like depending on your sense of self, you know, I've been cheated on a couple times, and it's my sense of self was not intact when it happened, and so the depression spiral that I went into of like, I'm the worst, I deserve this, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And now I'm like, I feel like if I get cheated on now, I'm like, I mean, I'll be devastated, but still I'm like, that's on you. So like, what was your reaction like?
I think I was like, I think I was like so over the relationship because he was just kind of like a jerk. I mean, he was like a gross person that it was almost like, you're free. Fly, little birdie, fly.
Right. Yeah.
The cage, the door's open. Go, fly. Yeah. So I think I was like fine, and I think it was finally like, but it was the best part about it was we were comics in Atlanta, and he was, when we first started dating, he was like the funniest comic, right? Everyone was like, dude, he's the prodigy, everything. And he was saying stuff like, you know, he'd like run a bar show, and he'd be like, I can't put you on it. I just saw you bomb. You know, you're not ready yet. And
this is very much funniest comic in Atlanta.
Yes, exactly. Right. Like, dude,
I will take any power that I possibly can get my hands on.
Dude, these 6 people that were just in the bar when I started my show, like, they can't handle you yet, dude. You know?
So
like,
funny.
I remember like, and I kind of always, when I would go up afterwards, I hated when he'd watch me because he'd be like critiquing it and like telling me, well, I should do this, blah, 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 I should do that. And like afterwards, people were telling me, he was like, I'm worried, you know, she's probably not going to go I wrote all of her jokes, blah, blah, blah. She's never going to go anywhere after this. And it was kind of fun. Like once I caught him cheating, I was like, then I started going on stage and just kind of like, just like letting loose about it, you know, and like then I really learned how it felt to like be honest on stage,
totally,
and talk about like
he gave
deep
you a
shit,
gift,
right? He gave me a gift, and then it was like
nice,
and then I like took off, and I found my own style and everything because I wasn't like trying to do what he told me to do on the stage, right? Yeah. And like it's been like skyrocketing.
Oh, that's
since
amazing!
Then.
What a beautiful story. So, how has your opinion on cheating changed? Like, what was it?
Well,
originally,
that it was bad and now it's good.
You know,
love
listen, guys, listen. I'm just being totally honest.
Yeah.
I've always been like, go through phones. And
we're very against that on the show.
Yeah,
right.
I get it. I get it. Let me just say that.
It never turns out because so I was.
You're gonna find
and then I was
something
dating. So.
Always.
Then I went, obviously after I dated him, I went to like a very like secure suburban guy with a Tahoe and a closet full of khakis and button ups. And it was good. I remember I would go through his phone and I'd be mad going through his phone because I couldn't find anything. And I'd be like, God, you're so freaking boring. You know, like talk about me at least or something, you know? And like I'd just be like seeing memes he'd be sitting with his bros and I'm like, these suck. These are so stupid. And then like, I kind of like started touring, and then I moved half the time out to LA, and then truly was like, and was really moving on past my life in Atlanta, but like still it was hard. I'd been living with him for 3 years, and we had a dog together, and I was with his family every holiday. And
were you into him?
So
That's a no, girl.
Like you were confused
That's
about
a no,
that
dog.
question.
I was.
Sounds like an on paper boyfriend.
It was an on paper boyfriend. Yeah. He's a good guy, but we're very much friends the last 2 years.
Okay.
That's a lot of time.
I can just see you like having an intervention with him and be like, "Guy, I looked through your phone and you're boring."
Yeah. I'm like, get after there. Go find somebody else. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, at least some fucked up jokes or something you have to find.
Yeah, like it was not. That was the worst part. Is like he wasn't bad. So I was like, I don't have like a jumping off point. You know? I mean, obviously, if I was like that mature and healthy, I'd be like, I just am not into you. But I'm never
right. It's like I just don't feel like you're like my person. Yeah.
No, he has a hot tub. So I think
like
that's
full-size
hard.
hot tub?
Yes,
That's pretty cool.
that's hard. He has a hot tub on his deck.
Oh, is it deck?
And a dog.
A hot tub isn't that expensive. You can get one.
You could get it, especially now.
Not in LA, not an apartment.
They
in
have
LA.
blow up ones that are great, and if you have an outdoor space, for sure you can get one.
I simply can't afford that much water.
That's true. LA is a little stingy on the water.
And so
So you were telling
I will
people
be
what you were
honest.
Yeah.
Then I went to a festival, and then I started to like talk to people about how I'm like, I've been like wanting to get out of this relationship, or I don't know what I should be doing. Should I be in this relationship, or should I not be in this relationship? And if
you start going around to groups of people at a festival and asking if you should be in a relationship.
I think that was your higher self trying to knock on your head saying, dump him.
People I just met.
Yeah,
it would be people
we get it.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying.
Like, I don't even know you, and I'm sending pictures of him.
You're
like,
the
what do you think?
steerer of your own destiny,
I
Katherine.
know. I really like needed... It was I needed to do it. You know, like I needed to like sabotage myself.
Okay.
Got it. Yeah.
It's not good.
Yeah, but it's a human thing.
Yeah. So I was at Moon Tower and I started flirting with another comic, and then I flew after Moon Tower, I flew to Atlanta, and I was I like was still like drunk from like partying the last night or whatever. And I fly in, and I have a Zoom call with like, we were pitching a TV show to TV networks execs. Yeah. And I'm like trying to put my makeup on. I'm like, we have like a script we go through, right? So I go on my phone to look at the script, and I can't find my phone. Oh boy. And then I'm like, and I go into his office to ask him where it is, and the door's locked. So I go through like the bathroom entrance, and he's in my phone, going through it.
Oh, a man looked through your phone.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
How did it feel?
And I was kind of like,
I've never heard that story.
I was
a
just-
man looking through the woman's phone.
I've had a guy look through my phone. It's only guys with real feminine energy are gonna be doing.
I mean, really,
I'm like, gay.
what you're gonna
Super gay.
find is like girls, like you're gonna see us talking about how bad our shits were. You know, it's like stuff you're not gonna want to see, but just like
What is there? You
I've never talked
like
about
you're
that with a
neither.
girlfriend.
You don't say that with your girlfriend.
Absolutely
No.
not.
Oh, guys.
I mean, I think like farts are really funny, but I don't like farting for my girlfriend. You know, like I don't know.
It's a different type
I
of
talk
girl.
about-
We're just not that girl. But
I talk about like, do you talk to dead people? Have you seen an alien? But that's
Oh God.
Yeah.
I'm like, I
Niche
saw an
stuff.
alien in my colon yesterday. Like you guys don't do this?
no.
Oh yeah, no, me neither. You don't send pics? No? Okay. How else are you supposed to know?
Of your shit? I've heard of this. This is
I
not rare.
had a roommate who had like she had a quality of shit contest with her girlfriends, and they like all competed to see what they were gonna eat, and then who
funny.
could get like the firmest, healthiest.
That's fun.
I had a really healthy one this morning. I'll talk about it.
I was happy for her. It's just not something I'm gonna do. It's not for me.
I got stuff to do, you know.
Oh.
It's not even about time for me. I'm just not. That's not under my interest.
Yeah, it's not.
Really?
It doesn't. It's not. Yeah, I'm not gravitating towards wanting to talk about that. But that's
do you
okay.
guys have IBS though, or do you
No.
have like situation? Okay, I think
I'm
it's-
Jewish though, so my stomach sucks.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I have a lot of Jewish friends.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's like it's
no
it's,
dairy for us.
Yeah, it's like a constant like, did you make it home today?
Yeah.
Well, that's what we're texting each other. Not because we want to check if you're safe.
Yeah.
You know, we're checking to see
Did you shit
if
your
there's a
pants?
mess.
Yeah. Anyway, so he's looking through your
So he's
phone.
going through my phone.
I love that he locked his office door.
This is when I changed perspective. I think it's not healthy to go through someone's phone anymore.
Oh, so because it happened to you.
Yes, exactly.
Well, that's what it takes. That's what it takes to really get like a full perspective on the situation. You have to have it happen to you, and you're like, oopsie poopsie, that actually sucks.
What tipped him off?
So I honestly, what I think
When you
it was
stumbled in drunk?
when I stumbled in drunk, in someone else's clothes.
You were right.
With a big ass flannel.
I wasn't, but I think he just. I think I had been different for probably a while.
But you
I
were
have
pulling
no
away.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
for
both
sure.
of you were looking for an excuse to end the relationship because
Very much.
I'm not into you anymore that is not a motivating reason to break up,
hard.
which is odd because that's the only reason you should stay together is if you're into each other.
Yeah, because then you're like,
Wait, then what's the motivating reason to break up? Like if something bad happens?
Meaning like people feel like, oh, if you cheat on me, then I have a reason to break up with you and it's good. Like, I don't know, like when it fades, you're like, is it fading? It's like you're going around to all the people. You're like, is this what is this? Or am I just being bored? Am I being bored of a good guy? You know, that kind
I'm
of
out
thing.
the door
bored?
immediately as soon as it even kind of flickers.
that's. See,
I have to be really I can't.
Corinne's at a tracksuit.
I can't be having
get
this.
that.
I can't have the burden of a man in my life unless he's really bringing it
Totally.
kind of nonstop.
Yeah,
But
I think, yeah.
I get it. I wish I'm like trying to do that.
I don't know if you should run as fast as me.
Right.
I,
In
No, it's
between.
fun.
Yeah.
I think
Well, it is
I
fun to
have
just
more
keep
to the
falling
story.
in
It gets
love.
insane, but I want to be like I tried to be like I want like 2 years of just a flavor of the month.
Uh-huh.
I think it's fun as shit.
Dude, when I was in my 20s, I had a rotation. I had like a 5-guy rotation.
That was so Philadelphia. You have to listen back to you say rotation.
Oh, really?
What did she say?
I can't do a
rotation.
Yeah, I can't do a Philly accent.
I was in Dublin, Ireland for the last 10 days or 7 days or whatever, and I feel like, anyway, but that was so fun because it was never boring.
It's like you
And you were always
almost like have
excited to
to
fuck
do
the
that
person.
Yeah.
to want to be in a long-term relationship.
Yeah.
You have to get sick of like
I'm so sick of fucking
bouncing.
all these hot guys. I want one hot guy.
Yeah, I want to be sick of it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So he goes through it, and then he's mad, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm kind of flipping out. I'm like, oh shit, I have to go get on the Zoom call.
Oh, right. You had the pitch.
Yes, this is where it goes
juicy.
from suburban to white trash real quick.
Yes.
He's like, I'm like, I need my phone to get on the call, and he's like, no. He's like, you're just gonna delete stuff, and I'm like, I literally need like
You don't have time to.
We're yeah. I'm like they pull up a thing. We have a script. I had to like watch it. I don't. And he was like, fine. So he stood. So I'm on the Zoom call, right, with these people. And on my laptop, he's right behind the
Ew.
laptop, standing there, watching the whole time. I mean, it sounds
Did he
bad,
find
but
anything?
he saw the flirty text messages. And
Were
then
they
I had
that
been
flirty?
texting. Dude, it's so bad. When I said something,
What'd you say?
and the worst part is it was me flirting, and I flirt like a 1920s like newsy boy.
Yeah.
I literally
Extra.
had this is the worst part of what
Gee,
the actual,
mister, do you want to take a gal out to the prom tonight?
it said, I wish you would have laid one on me. I hate it.
What the fuck?
I don't know, dude. I don't know how to flirt.
You know what? No, but you have like
an
an adorableness to you.
Is
so
it
it's
the
like,
plaid?
No, it's your person. Like your personality is very like sweet and like a little like coy. I can see you being very coy, but like in a kid way.
I get
For adults. You know what I mean?
Yum.
Gee, golly girl, I wish you would have laid one on me. But it's
my God.
horrendous. That's what he read too.
Wow.
So I'm doing my meeting, and at one point I go to grab my phone, and he won't let me hold my phone.
Okay.
Because he's like, you're gonna delete
This
stuff.
guy sucks.
I mean, he's mad. I get it. Like you'd be
Yeah.
pissed if you went through somebody's phone, but I'm also like, dude. And I'm like, they're like asking me questions, and I'm just trying to like
So
be in the
what are your
moment.
character's motivations for this?
Right, and I'm like, I'm about to be kicked out of my house. I need this job. So after the Zoom, he's like, give me your phone, because he was like, I needed my phone so bad. I was like, I'll let you go through it after this meeting. I just need it for the meeting.
Yeah.
I'm buying time.
Yeah.
And then I'm mad. I'm mad that he's messed up my meeting. Right, like I was like
Yeah.
out of it, And so he's like, give me your phone. And I'm like, no. And so he reaches behind me. There's a little bit, not a scuffle, but like, you know, like no. And he's like grabbing for it.
Yeah.
Grabs it, goes into his car and locks the door outside so he can read it.
Okay, this guy is...
So then I'm like, well, like, Hurricane Kathy has been unlocked.
Yeah.
She's unleashed. Now I'm pissed. Now like the like all the childhood fucked up trauma like comes to the surface, and I'm like, I don't care what I look like anymore. So I start beating on the window, and I'm like, give me my phone back, give me my phone back. Then obviously there's neighbors coming out because we live on a cul-de-sac. So he's like, well, okay, I'll get away from her. So he puts the keys in the car and starts driving away. But it's a Tahoe, so it has the step and then the little handles at the top.
Yeah.
So I
stick on the steps. Please tell me you trash.
Yeah, I hang on the side of the car. So it's moving,
like a
and
garbage
I'm hanging like a garbage woman.
Yeah. Sorry. So sorry.
Like a yes. I am hanging on, and then with one arm like beating on the window. By the way, Zoom makeup, Zoom crop top, sweatpants.
That's
house
the look.
slippers.
That's the look. Ooh, house slippers. Wow.
Driving down the street going, give me my phone back, give me my phone back. And he has like the window cracked. Like, you're insane. You're crazy.
He's saying you're insane?
Yeah.
He said, now, does he know you've looked through his phone before or no?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I tell him all the time.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, no.
Did he ever get pissed about it?
No, because I think he just knew he was pretty vanilla.
Okay.
Or I was probably like, hey, I'm going through your phone, so wise up. Yeah, if you need to.
Yeah.
We pull down a side street, and then he like parks because he's like, you're risking your life for this. And I'm like, dude, I'm also just like a thrill seeker. Like, this is an excuse to have a fun ass time.
Right.
But also like I have rage issues. So take my phone, drive down the street. I'm going to hang on to the side of the car. And so we're kind of like yelling at each other. Obviously a woman comes out. She's like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm just trying to rescue my phone. And then beep bop boop, calls the police. 3 SUVs show up.
Wait, who calls the police? The woman?
The woman.
Oh, okay.
On the side.
Yeah.
And then they like separate us, right? And then he's like, dude, he throws me under the bus. He's like, she's trying to beat in my window. And I'm like, oh, we're going to go. Oh, we're not going to try and save each other? Okay. And I remember at one point, like, one of the second cops showed up, and he was like, I just went through her phone. She's clearly cheating on me. We've been together for 4.5 years. We live together.
None of that's
like,
illegal.
The second cop shows up, and he's like, if she's cheating on you, kick her to the curb, man. And I'm like, is it? I literally was like, thank you, Judge Judy. Is this your job? Then they told me to shut up, and they moved me to the other side of the car.
Damn.
And then I think that's when he started to realize he was like suspect number 1, and he was like, Katherine, why don't I just give you your phone back and we go our separate ways? And I'm like, oh, I didn't think about that while I was hanging on the side of your car. Yeah. And so then the other cop came over and he was like, I just want to check, like, has he been violent with you? And I was like, no. He just took my phone or whatever. And yeah.
Glad he asked that question.
Right.
I'm glad he asked that question.
It was, you could tell, like, I think he was like, yeah, the cops called, she's in trouble. And then I think as I was watching him answer questions, you could tell he was realizing, like, oh, no.
I could have gotten voluntary manslaughter.
Very much, yeah. So he had to give me my phone back, and then I walked back to the house in my slippers. And then we, like, had to have, like, a very, like,
fun,
honest conversation after that.
Yeah.
So long story short, I don't know if going through phones is very healthy.
Have you done it since that?
No.
Okay.
I don't. I'll never go through someone's phone ever again.
Yeah, because it's so stressful.
It is, and it's like, I mean, looking back, I am kind of grateful for the situation because I had to end it eventually, and
I
know
rock
that
bottom
wasn't
with the phones too,
with the hanging on of his car.
Yes, and that was fun though.
Yeah,
dude,
fun.
I had like I went and I had shows in North Carolina the next 2 days, and I went and got my nails done, and I took a picture to show my friends my nails, and I didn't even realize I had like this whole side of my hand was like blue. Yeah.
Oh.
I know I seem sweet, don't I? Like the way I
wait,
talk.
let's talk about this rage.
And then there's a bit of a rage.
Yeah,
inside.
I have rage. I have rage in me.
Yeah.
That could, if triggered in the right way by the right person, mainly my mom, I could kill.
Oh,
I could kill
easily.
I have
And
no doubts.
it's like it's the kind of rage where you're like, I could kill and I know there are consequences to it, and I would rather kill you and live the rest of my life in jail than not kill you.
Yeah.
Like that.
I fucks with that. That resonates.
Wait,
that
can we have a
resonates.
list of people that you would kill to go to jail? I mean, who is? I'm like, there's no one.
Allegedly.
There's no one I
Right.
care about enough to ruin my life.
Oh, well, I mean, somebody
It'd
in
be
line
cool
at
if our
Dunkin'.
brains thought that ahead.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
when you're in a
Somebody in
rage,
line at Dunkin'.
when you're in that rage,
I love that.
You're a lion hunting. And it takes so much work to distract yourself out of that rage. It's wild.
Where's the work?
Yeah.
Where I've been to therapy and like had therapists be like, well, why don't we think of a word that you say to yourself to get you out of it? I'm
I
like,
just gotta scream until I pass out.
Word.
I'm like, how about a taser? How about I bring a taser and taser myself? Because that's the only way I'm gonna get out of this rage.
Yeah.
I mean, a word's not. I don't even have that deep of a rage, and a word's not going to help me either.
Right.
What's the most rageful
a baby?
thing?
Never.
What's the most extreme thing you've done in a fit of rage?
Oh God.
Or said? Sometimes words hurt more.
I mean, I'm sure I've said like horrendous the worst thing I've done in a fit of rage. I mean,
I've broken stuff. I've thrown stuff.
Oh.
Usually by myself because it's humiliating to be rageful in front of people. But it's happened many times. But then when I get humiliated because I'm rageful and it's someone in front of somebody, that makes the rage worse.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Yeah. In front of
It sucks, man.
Okay, but do you have this though? This is a weird. I think this is like really effed up. Like when you're full of rage, right? This is like kind of like road rage a lot in this situation. You're so mad at somebody, right?
Yeah.
That I have an answer for you. I just remembered it. I just got kicked out of a Nashville hotel and got the cops called on me. But
That just happened?
yeah.
Oh, we'll get back to that.
I'm realizing
Dependent.
I have a lot of situations recently that make me not look so well. But you're really, really mad, right? And then you somebody's pissed you off on the road, and then you'll do something to piss them off. And then when they get mad, all of a sudden it's like, and you're so happy. The minute that you transfer the anger to them, your rage is gone.
It's like hot potato.
Yeah, and you're like,
Yeah.
I win.
I like watching somebody through their car window and you can't hear them go, like, fuck you, like mouthing fuck you, is like, it's relaxing.
It literally
It's relaxing.
releases all of
Yeah,
it.
but somebody trying to calm me down, more rage.
Oh, yeah,
me
that's
trying to
gonna
calm myself
happen.
down, much more rage.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yes.
tough.
Yeah.
It's tough. Rage is brutal.
I just realized it's like that's the only solution.
Yeah.
Is for you, even if you want me to calm down, then you're gonna have to fake being madder than me.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good tactic.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fake a temper.
I've hit a
tantrum.
car. I've hit a car with my car on purpose once,
Really?
twice. Yeah. Yep.
But like damage, dents.
A little bit. One was a tap. The other one, it's like when you're trying to merge on exits.
Yeah.
And it's every other car. So that car goes, and now it's my turn, and you try to go no.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's so annoying. People, I
It's-
don't understand why did you do that?
And I can always tell. I drive a lot, and I do love driving, even though I get rage. But I can always tell what somebody's mood is by how they're driving. I can see them a mile away in my rearview mirror. I know if they're going to be a problem.
Yeah.
And like when there's another, usually like probably like a young kid who's like pissed and like fucking high on cocaine, when he's driving and I see it, I will like not get out of the way. And be like, fuck with me, motherfucker, let's go. Like,
right.
it's not.
You're like, this is a showdown.
Yeah.
It's a duel now.
Yeah. But when someone else is in the car, it's I usually don't get road rage.
Oh wow.
Because I'm like, I don't want to embarrass myself.
Oh.
Yeah.
And at no point were we thinking about hurting ourselves.
Not at all.
The number one thing I'm always thinking about is safety.
Really?
I'm obsessed with it.
That's awesome.
It's a little extreme, I would say, for me.
If somebody cut you off,
I don't know how to drive. I forgot. I haven't driven since I was like 17 years old, so this is not a
Really?
good conversation.
But somebody cuts you off on the sidewalk or something. You know what I mean? Like when
Yeah.
you're walking in New York
Yeah.
and shit.
I
a lot of people do that.
I will risk my body. I will risk
Yeah.
my life to get even with that
if
person.
if I'm a
that kind of
pedestrian,
stuff doesn't bother me.
if I'm a pedestrian and the car does something fucked up, I've taken objects and put dents in people's cars and then ran.
Don't give me this idea.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
See, this doesn't bother me, but like something like stealing like my joke or something. I see a comic perform
That's fucked
that has sent me over the fucking edge.
Really?
Yeah,
And
that
then
is fucked up.
have you retaliated?
No,
You just say
Nothing to retaliate.
What are you doing?
Yeah, I don't retaliate. I was like, clip it and post it immediately and be like, I'm like, here's a little throwback to January 2022 when I first told this joke.
Yeah, you handle rageful situations
Smart.
that make you rageful.
I just put
you
it.
handle them well.
I put the facts out there.
Yes.
Like
you
a
don't lead
lawyer,
with your
like
emotions.
like a lawyer. Well, because I
so smart.
but positively and negatively, right?
Yeah, totally.
So it's like, yes, I don't lead with my emotions, but that's a problem in relationships.
Because you're all like, well, here's the pros and the cons.
Oh, I love a pros and cons list. Oh my God.
That's your foreplay.
I literally have a pre-made pros and cons list in my drawer.
About
Like
guys?
like I make so many that like I got a full stack that already says pros and cons, so I can just kind of rip it off
Quickly.
But my mom always made me make a pro. This is from childhood. Like my mom, when I couldn't make a decision, a house full of Libras, my mom always made me make a pros and cons list. Like sit at the kitchen table and make a pros and cons list to help me decide.
That's great.
So I still make them.
What if it's even? 4 pros, 4 cons.
That's not. I don't think
But you
that's
gotta
ever
let it
happened.
marinate. Sometimes you gotta let it marinate.
Right.
Usually it'll be like 2 on one side and then just like a never-ending listicle on the other side. Because like once I get going, and usually it's with cons.
Can't stop.
Yes.
Once I get going with cons, they flow.
And then new ones you didn't even realize.
Yeah.
This is really just the pros is just an icebreaker for the cons.
Yeah, because like you're so ready to go. Because I think our brains naturally want to list the pros, so they're like at the top of your head. But then when you kind of unleash or unlock the cons, then they really start coming.
Peel that onion.
And that's probably why you can move on from relationships so quickly.
Oh, I mean, I can't. I leave them. Do I move on? No, that's a different thing.
Yeah. She's
So your heart's still in it.
Something's still
But
in
your
it.
ego.
I would say my head. I don't know my heart. I would say my head's still in it.
That's how this
head's
podcast
still
started. From her getting dumped.
I
and
like
not
to dump
being able
someone and then think about maybe I regret it for about 2.5 years, and then I'm ready for the next boyfriend.
Are you messaging them? Are you still hooking up with them?
No, a lot of tarot spreads.
God, we're so opposite. It's so funny. This is so funny. Once I dump you, I do that thing from in Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind where they erase.
Wow.
I can do that.
That's incredible. That's an incredible skill. If you could box that up, you'd be a multimillionaire.
No, but like once I'm done, you're dead. If I see you on the street, I'm like, who are you? Oh,
Really?
Hey.
There's things that
Takes
people
a second,
can do to me that cause that.
Right.
But normally I'm leaving before, because I'm leaving if there's a minor inconvenience.
Really? You're
I'm only leaving if you fucked my sister in front of me at our Thanksgiving dinner.
And other people
really
saw.
prove to me. Yeah. So I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
So wait, your temper. I'm so I love women with rage issues because I don't hear enough of that from them. And there's a lot of mad girlies out there. And
We should all have rage issues, technically.
I mean, I think we all do.
yeah,
I'm
and
just
channeling your rage is amazing. And when I remember to do it, or when I figure out how to do it, oh my God, the best art comes out of it. But I am like the Tasmanian devil when I get in a rage zone. You how recently was this getting kicked out of a hotel from your rage?
2 months ago.
Hell yeah. So what happened? Can you talk about it? Is there legal stuff?
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, I
court case pending.
I emailed the hotel and then I told them I had footage and they're like, okay, send us the footage. And I was like, oh no, I look bad. I can't send that. You wouldn't get my money back then.
What happened?
It's again, I fully say that this is my fault. I was at Laura Peak's wedding. She's a comic in LA. She got married in
great.
Nashville. She's great. And was staying at the Dive Motel.
My favorite place in Nashville. Yeah.
Great motel.
What did you do there?
What'd you fucking do?
Guys,
You have separate entrances. How did you possibly get into
Shat
a fight?
in the green tub.
Dude, it's going to be so lame. But it's like, I think I have like a thing about I have a thing about when men are like trying assert some kind of like power.
Oh yeah.
Even if it's in the most shallow way, I'm like, it's done. It's done. You're done. I don't care whatever consequences I have to suffer. I'm going to make you feel like the smallest person on the face of the planet. I'm sure this is daddy. You know what I'm sure? I grew up with like a narcissistic dad who always put me down. So I'm oh, no.
Who doesn't hear you. And
right.
You're like, oh, and then you realize you haven't been heard your whole life. And you're like,
yes.
You will hear me.
Yes, for the rest of my life. Yeah.
But the thing is, I feel like when you get angry, they get what they want. I just laugh when they're doing that because I'm like, oh, you feel so small that you need to like exert your power in this way. I feel like when you get angry in those instances, they're still winning. You don't feel that?
The logical brain ain't available for that kind of thinking, Corinne.
I know, but I'm just saying, like,
I mean, you're right.
I think like you're wasting your energy because I think that you're letting them win and then also getting whatever kind of footage.
But it is fun to make them feel small.
It is.
It's like when a driver gets mad at you.
Yeah.
But
like,
you can laugh at someone that also makes them feel small.
That's true.
I go. They want you to laugh. They want you to be like, hee, thank you.
Oh no, not a laugh like that.
No, like laughing at that how they're pathetic.
You stupid loser.
Yeah, that one.
That kind of a laugh.
I wish I had that power. This is my weakness.
It's a process.
I'm like, I'd rather stab you once,
Right.
even though I know you're gonna survive it, and I'm gonna get 18 more stabs in the like mental stabs in the process. I'd rather feel that one time. So I went back there late night, and this guy I was talking to happened to be in town in Nashville at the time. So he was like, I'm gonna come over. But he was visiting. He was from out of town, and he was close by. So he took like one of the motor scooters. And so there's like a late night security guard, I guess.
Yeah.
But he has a curly, like greasy, low curly ponytail.
Ooh.
But like the most of his
the
hair.
guy that was coming
the
over
security
to
guard.
Oh, okay.
But the most I have
Catherine.
videos. I will show you afterwards. I mean, most of the top was gone though.
Oh,
do you know what I'm saying?
That's
Right.
party foul. That's
Here,
party foul.
Are you ready for this? Leather fingerless gloves.
All right, Big J.
yes, but like a fourth of the size of Big J.
Wow.
That's not a great security.
Little
Yeah,
man with
right?
leather gloves.
And so my guy shows up, and I have paid to stay at the hotel, and he goes, he just didn't have his ID. He didn't bring his ID, and he was like, he can't come in without an ID. And I was like, well, yeah, but I'm a grown ass adult, and I paid to stay here, so
Yeah.
I can't come in.
Right.
And he was like, no, and I was like, yeah.
The demons are coming up.
Right.
You're
I'm
not
like,
going to stop me from this. Yeah.
Right. Like it was just this weird thing where I was like, what? I'm not in an all girls Catholic dormitory.
Right.
Why are you a grown ass man?
And I get why that triggers you, because a narcissistic parent, it's all control. It's control. And so you're out from underneath that, and you're like, no one will control me. Totally.
Yeah,
So you're
and you're just-
hypersensitive to that
Yeah,
stuff.
and I was drunk off my ass too.
Yeah.
But it was just like this weird thing about like, I'm a grown ass person who's paid to stay at a hotel.
Yeah.
And there's a nasty man standing up front being like, no, you can't have this man come stay with you. I'm like, this is
Also, these rules are like set. Like I understand, like hotels have this, but this is so, like people don't have parties, not so one guy doesn't come over.
Right. I'm like, I'm not.
I do want to get into, after we hear this story, though, the type of guy that shows up on a motor scooter and doesn't have his ID, because that's also the kind of guy I like to date. So I can only imagine who this is.
Are you addicted to a drug and love scooters?
Because I am on your side, but also the amount of times I've had to reiterate to men, grown-ups travel with IDs.
I know.
Wow, that's a.
That's something
never
my
had
mother
that.
used to say to me when I was in high school. Like when I just got my driver's license, she said, "You're a grown-up and you always need to have your ID on you." I've said that to 34-year-old men.
I know. Dude, trust me, I know. But I wanted to look at the man and say that. I want to be like, I'm with somebody who's just showed up on a scooter. Let me have this.
Yes.
Right.
Do you understand?
You're like, things aren't going well. Yeah. I need this.
Sir.
I get it.
Don't kick me while I'm down.
I get it. I get it. I get
don't
it.
kickstand
And you
me
don't
while I'm
have
down.
hair on the top of your head, but you have it at the bottom.
Right.
No.
Right.
That would piss me off.
Nothing
too.
worse than a security guard with like a low-level security job, because he's going to take it so serious.
Yes.
That's like mall cop energy.
Seriously.
Oh my
like
God.
truly mall cop energy.
Yeah.
And so then I get mad, and I'm like, you are not a man standing here telling me, a paying customer, with sleeveless gloves. I literally said,
Mine right for the gloves.
I literally go, what are you waiting to fight the Karate Kid?
Did you say that?
Yes, and that's where it took a turn.
Well, it was his job to be professional. You're the customer.
Right.
Yeah.
So then the guy was like, I'll just be back, Catherine. It's okay. I'll be back. And so
No, you won't.
I'm so. By the way, I am like quintessential like white woman. on a tear
Right,
at
right,
this
right.
point.
Right,
I'm like
right.
still in my wedding dress, like I have like food in my teeth. I'm like, you
guys are telling me what to do, fuck my shit.
This
Dude.
is amazing.
So he leaves, right? So I go back into my motel because it's like, your door faces the outside.
Right. The pool.
Right. Yes. So he texted me he was pulling up, so I come out, and the security guard is like lurking in front of my door, and I'm like, this is gross, this is weird. And so he tells
Now
me
he has it out for you
right.
specifically.
So he starts
His ego
telling
got
me
hurt
not
'cause-
another word out of you, not another word out of you.
The security guard said
yeah,
that?
yeah,
Not
yeah.
another word
Yeah.
out of you?
Then I go into this weird. I'm very drunk, and I start going like, "This is so embarrassing." I'm like, "You don't want another word out of me."
That's exactly what I would have
You
been.
want me to be a quiet, nice little girlie?
I would spend the whole night talking to him.
That's exactly what I did.
Yes!
Is that, and he's like, you better cut it off, cut it out. And I'm like, you like your girls to stay quiet. Like it's disgusting. It's
Well, if you're
very
not getting
gross.
dick,
Right.
you can at least have some enjoyment.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm filming him. I got my phone at this point, and I'm doing this to him, and he's like, and I'm like, you want me to stay quiet?
I can understand that this is not going to help if submitted.
Yeah, I totally get. Do not submit that video. Tell him your phone dropped in
Upload
the
this
toilet.
to the portal.
Yeah. iCloud wasn't working that night. Sorry.
I'm like, oh, only 4 seconds could upload. It's just him talking. I'm like, I said before that. So then, so I have this video of him, like, so the guy shows up and he's about to check his ID, and I'm like, you have to show your ID. I was like, sorry, I said something. And then he's like, you, not another word. He's like, I control all of this.
Oh,
this is
God.
my realm. I can
All right,
control all
Napoleon.
of this, right?
It's my realm?
Yes,
Realm?
it's so weird. I show you the video afterwards. And
Please do.
and
Oh
then
my God.
it's so. And then, but he shows him his ID, and he's like, "Okay, you can come."
Oh, so the guy came back. He scooted back and came back with his ID.
He scooted back on low battery.
That pussy
Lowest.
bomb. That pussy bomb.
Catherine, that pussy good though.
It's that dive motel.
You got
pussy,
scooter,
though,
but
you
then
know?
afterwards Uber pussy.
Right, and there's he knew there was a disco ball in that hotel room, right?
Oh, God.
And some shag carpet, like this.
Oh,
was-
you got the orange one with the double
Yes.
tubs? That's the best one. Yeah.
How many times have you been here?
I stayed at
She's
least
been there a
3
bunch.
times. I've stayed there a bunch. Photo
Okay.
shoots there, even though
Yeah.
you're not supposed to.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Whole
just
thing.
Oh, whoops.
just get it for a discount now. Just be like, can I get a discount if I don't say anything while I'm here? So then we come in, right? And then on the way in, I'm still recording him, and I think I'm sure I said one more thing. Oh, this is what I kept saying, though,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I've soon sent this to some friends. He kept being like, he's like, don't say another word. And in my drunken mind, I was trying to be like, what am I saying that's so inappropriate?
Right.
Because he kept saying he was going to kick me out. But in my drunken mind, I kept going, in what way? In what way? In what way? And since like my friends have like, I'll wake up to a voicemail from them and they'll just be like, in what way? In what way? So I think I did one more, in what way? And he was like, you're out of here. And
One
he
too
said he was
many.
gonna, yeah. And
Yeah.
So he was annoyed by you.
Yes.
And his ego was hurt.
yes. So naturally, more cops and SUVs showed up. And they told me that they could take me to jail for trespassing because he kicked me out. And then he said he'll make me a deal. He said I could stay there, but my guest can't.
The security guard says this?
Yeah, in front of the cops. And I'm like, so we're all hearing that this grown man said I can stay in this hotel,
But I can't
that he clearly
fuck.
has domain over,
You're
Right.
but I can't have a guest. And
Right.
the cops were like, I mean,
It's a private business.
yeah. And I was like, all right. So I went and I just packed up my shit and I left.
Where'd you go?
Well, he had an Airbnb the whole time.
I was going to say, why don't you just go to this guy's place?
yeah. It was a
But
matter
the
of pride.
hotel's so aesthetically beautiful
Yes.
and unique that like
Yeah.
you kind of want to fuck in it.
Very much. You
Yeah.
wanted to fuck in it.
Yeah.
I honestly, I'll probably go back. I
can't believe you're not banned.
You should get a discount. You should get like a free night.
Dude, they didn't even know. I emailed them afterwards because I was just like, I wonder if I can get. All I emailed them was asking for my refund for the night. It was like $200.
Did they give it to you?
I emailed them, explained it. They had no idea what happened. They were like, oh, we
Yeah, because that guy
hire
didn't have
security.
and to.
No, it's a security company they hire.
Oh,
And
So
they're
there's
that's
no one
always
from the
bad.
hotel on the premises overnight?
So how late was this? Was this like 4 a.m?
Probably like 1.
Oh, 1 isn't even that late. Nashville's
No.
a party town.
I know. was like, why is there 4 SUV
How's
cop
there not
cars
a-
here?
It's one of those
Front
like
desk
no,
guy.
it's like you have to check in by 10 kind of. It's a very small business. Yeah. That's the only thing. I love small businesses, but I hate when no one from the place is on. Like that sucks.
You're just like,
you need
dude.
access 24/7 if you're in a hotel.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But I will say the whole situation was just me with rage issues and an ego. Like just dueling it out with somebody else with rage issues.
I was
Right.
gonna say, I was like, it's
And when
yeah.
when their ego is bruised as well,
yes.
it's like I've said this before to Corinne, I think, and like some days, and this hasn't happened in a while. I still get rage, but like this type of rage, like I just want somebody to spit on me so I have an excuse
Yes.
to fucking claw you.
Yes.
Like I want it so bad because that's the only, I know logically that's not a good outlet or the only one, but it's the only one that would provide any semblance of relief.
it's
Like it takes the air out of the thing.
then you all of a sudden you don't have to think logically or use rationale. You now have like a fight response.
Yeah.
That you maybe have to have.
Right. Well, if you're in danger, but
Yeah.
yeah, the brain's tricky.
Yeah.
Do you talk to your dad?
No.
Good, awesome. No, that's great. Like a lot of people.
You guys knew that.
I don't know though.
Wait,
Some people.
I was. How did she
Did I
say
know
something
that?
about or that, or did
No.
you just assess? Did you
It's
just
so
assess
funny.
that from?
Well, because I don't talk to my parents either,
Okay.
and the narcissism thing is, I know a lot of people that have parents that like are not officially diagnosed, but like textbook shit. Because I've
Yeah.
read so many books about it, and I think it's interesting because like stuff like the holidays come around, and I'm like, I can do whatever I want. The inner peace I am currently enjoying for the past couple years. It took me a while to grieve it, but like this last year, I would say I'm good. It's every moment is bliss when I think
It's
about
so
that.
fun. Do you hang out with your friends?
Yeah.
It's so I just did
And my
first
boyfriend's
Thanksgiving.
family is
Oh, yeah.
amazing. And I'm like, this is great. I'm like,
Yeah.
putting the boundary and like not talking to them anymore it's not for everybody, but the narcissism thing is a very specific desire to chip away at you and make you feel small and getting off on making you feel small. And that is just like, there's no room for that. There
Yeah.
can't be room and be sane at the same time.
Oh, you'll just they're never in it to get better. They're always in
Never.
it to win.
I know. Yeah. And they don't like when you do well. And it's
Yeah.
like, you hate me, but you're obsessed with me. It's very, when you cut your dad off, did he have a reaction?
Yeah. God, it's probably almost been like 9 years now.
Nice.
It was like the final straw was like a holiday time kind of thing. I spent it alone because he was off with a wife or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And
A wife or whatever.
Bitch that he's
the
legally
whole-
married to.
right, yeah. And then he was like, "You're not being very polite and cheerful." After like I watched them open presents for her kids, and I was like, I don't give a shit about any of this. And then he was like chasing me around the house again, and he was like gonna pick me up and throw me out of the house and lock the door, and then like throw my shit out the window.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, I'm 26 years
Yeah, I was
old.
like, pick you up. You're an adult.
Oh God, that wasn't. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not even half of it. And I was like, yeah, we're not.
Yeah.
We're no longer
Yeah.
going to be doing this. And but it was like it was nasty. It was gross. But we were constantly like going at it our whole lives. And it was like that very narcissistic thing right after that, where like then he'd send group chats to me and my brothers, like, "Hey, Catherine," like not ever acknowledging that anything was messed up. He was doing that for a year. We hadn't talked for 3 years, and he would
Wow.
send group chats in the message, like asking like a question, like we had talked for 2 hours the day before,
Yeah.
and like would show up with girlfriends to my shows if I was anywhere near town with like family
Yeah,
members
yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
Until
a
I just
bummer.
had to be like, "I'll have security throw you out."
Yeah.
And like, but it was like, I'm emailing you this correspondence kind of thing. And I think this is the telltale sign that it is the right decision if you cut somebody off. Cause like my mom passed away 10 years ago.
Oh, fuck.
I miss my mom.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like I watch videos, I get sad. I know what it's like to miss somebody. I've never once missed my dad.
Yeah.
I've never watched anything of daughter, father, anything, and ever felt grief or like wanting that, because I've also never known that, you know?
Yeah.
And I've never ever wanted a relationship. I've never missed him. Like, this is the most peace I've ever felt.
Yeah, it's so thrilling.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my God, it's incredible. And I like I said, I know a couple friends with like a parent that's very narcissistic, like really narcissistic, and in varying, it all comes out in different ways, right? But I'm like, all the narcissistic parents should all talk to each other, and then they could bitch to each other, and then they're gonna feel seen and heard with each other. I'm like, I want to like start a service that's like, you guys chat amongst yourselves. You can talk about how much we suck. You could bitch about whatever they want. But I'm like, you need to get it out, and you need to be like, you need to have somebody with your shit qualities in front of you so you can get like because I for the longest time I'm like, no, they can fix this. There's no way somebody wants to be like this. They're acting so ridiculous. They're like, why would you show up somewhere that you're not wanted? Like, how there's got to be a way I can make you understand this. But you can't. And I feel like they just want to get it out and they want to talk about stupid shit. I'm like, they should just all talk together. It's like a dating app for narcissistic parents. Not even necessarily to date, just to talk.
Do you think that they would see their own problematic ways if they watched another parent?
Probably not. I don't know that anything would help.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I do think it's a mental illness.
Yeah, it's a response. It's usually like a response to something. Like,
Yes.
I get it. You were treated like shit as a kid and something bad happened and that sucks. But like, cool, so was I, and I'm not like that.
Right.
So,
Yeah. The only like, it's not an excuse. The only thing I've come to peace with it is that like their whole generation, they didn't have, there was no communication. There was no talk about it. It was like, shut up. Right. Shut up, get over it, deal with it.
And there was no internet. So we have people all over the world to talk to, like, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like basically like growing up, like unless you had another friend in your friend group with narcissistic parents or something, like you just would think that you were the only one. Like you can't go to the meme page for narcissistic parents, or in my case, it's like obsessive compulsive disorder. Like, oh, there's a whole unit of people who have this online. I can talk to them in Australia and England and everything.
Yeah. And you're sharing experiences. You're being like, okay, this isn't norm.
Yeah.
You hear about somebody who got out of it, so you realize there's like ways to get out of it or ways to deal with it. Back then, I feel like the more extreme it was almost like a sense of pride. Like you hear people talk about it. They're like, my dad, my mom beat me to kingdom come, and they're saying it in like a like. Like I endured it. Yes,
I'm
and I am strong.
Yeah.
Right,
and that's where the me focus starts with them. It's like me, but also too like because I think our parents didn't have outlets for that. They internalized it. I think when your parents are fucked up, a lot of times kids will internalize it. But that can be the seed that's planted that makes you so fucking self-centered.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Was your relationship with your dad always bad, or did it kind of take a turn for the worse after your mom passed away?
It was always bad.
Because I just wonder if some of that is also like grief that he's not dealing with correctly and taking it out on you.
Yeah, it was always bad, but my mom took the brunt of it. And that's really like the last few years of my mom's life was rough.
Because of him.
Oh, very much because
I would
of
hate
him.
him for that.
I mean, extreme alcoholism. And I'm like, oh yeah, but I'm like, it's because of him. Like she was under his thumb.
Right.
The way he spoke to her and everything. He was nasty. I mean, I never left the house. Like I went far away for college. When I came home, I never left the house not crying.
Yeah,
it was always just like he was a horrible person, but
so she was like the punching bag, and then it moved on to you.
And then it moved because I was the one. I just had brothers, and I think I was the one that understood, saw, and was like, yeah, I'm not putting up with this shit anymore.
Yeah,
I was very much the black sheep too, where I'd fight back. I'd talk back. I would put up boundaries. I'd put up barriers. I'd call out the bullshit.
Yeah,
and so all of a sudden now I'm like, all right, this is the one.
Now
this
you
is
have
the one
target
that
on your back.
Yeah.
Right. And so it started with me, and like he very much like once my mom passed, it was like got a new girlfriend, get rid of mom's stuff, sell the house, kind of things. And like all kind of just like really harsh things to do to kids who just lost their mom kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so and then I started like. So it gave me like the ammunition to like really start to be like calling him out on his shit, and then we
which
just
he probably
really started
loved.
going at yeah.
All right.
So,
well, I'm glad. That's great. That's great. Like to hear that you got out of it, and you've been out for 9 years. Wow.
I mean, I've
you've
never
been bliss for a while.
It's so awesome.
Yeah.
I just did. So I would go back and do like family things for holidays, and then I was dating that guy in Atlanta, and I'd usually do family stuff with him over the holidays. But I just did like Thanksgiving in LA with friends, and it was so fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Went to the movies, went to another friend's house of their family that I'm good friends with, and like kind of bopped around to other people's things. I thought it was gonna be a sad day. It's maybe one of my most favorite Thanksgivings I've ever had.
Yeah. My first Christmas without my parents, because Christmas was such a big deal in my house, and it's my mom's birthday.
Yeah.
I went home and it was just me and my dog in my apartment on 34th Street, and I was expecting to be sad, but I'm like, this is incredible. I just had my dog open like 27 presents for him. Like I ended up throwing it later, but like, I'm like, this is like it's like the first time you go away to college and you're like, I can do whatever I want. Like, it's this massive sense of freedom, bigger than anything I've ever experienced.
And
before.
then you like start to create the holiday traditions, or doing whatever, or being around the people you actually want to be around, instead of who you feel obligated to be around.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah.
But the rage still lingers in you, because the rage still lingers in me, and it's...
Yeah, it does. I get it. I know it's bad, but I'm also kind of like in this weird like area of my life where I'm like, I don't know if I'm like wanting to get rid of it.
I get that. Yeah. Well, it makes you feel alive. I mean, when you do things that are unproductive, it sucks. But when you can channel it and like like make good art or like a good bit out of it, oh my God, that's like an orgasm.
Yeah, I think so. I'm like, I think I don't want to lose the fire.
Yeah. You know, don't lose that fire, Catherine. Don't lose the Never lose that fire.
Maybe one day. I mean, I haven't been to therapy in a minute. When I go to therapy though, I try and tell my therapist like about my rage, and I think just it's like coming off like a face-to-face interaction, everyone's always like, no, you're fine. And I'm like, I'm trying to tell you I'm not.
Yeah.
And
have you like told them the incidents?
Yeah.
I also think there's a lot of bad therapists out there.
Just I think so.
There's like a lot of people who just are like, well, if I just listen, that I'm doing the job of a therapist. And I'm like, you can know on paper what to do and still not be able to execute it in a way that is helpful to other people.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's too many people that are therapists, and I feel like during COVID, like the job like expanded so much that a lot of people who shouldn't have slipped through the cracks and gotten a license got a license, and we're kind of seeing the effects of that now.
Yeah, very much.
For people who are clients of those people.
Yeah, and I'm one of them because I will not pay above $12 an hour.
$12? Was this that with insurance?
Minimum wage?
Yeah, but pretty much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is it through like one of the like app things, or
I've done apps. I've done like here's where I go wrong. I'll find a program that does a like an assisted pay kind of situation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you need whatever,
like a sliding scale kind of
yes,
thing.
Yeah. And it's just like you're setting yourself up for failure.
Right.
So, I mean, pay for the therapist or pay for an energy healer or something.
Yeah.
But
Get some Reiki, baby. Pull a tarot card.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Dude, I did a tarot card reading recently, though, and it was kind of like future predicting, and I swear it all came.
Nice.
Like, very specific things came to fruition.
That's cool. Yeah, we've had, Corinne and I are very into tarot. We pull tarot for ourselves all the time. And I've gotten readings that have like blown me away. I'm like, okay.
Right.
Let's go.
Yeah. And like it kind of fell
Yeah.
into place how it said it was going to.
Yeah.
I was into it for a while. I gotta say, I'm off of it, and now it's
The election kind of fucked with
There
me.
was just a couple big things that were like really predicted that did not, like in both in like the world and personal life, and I was like, I just don't know if I can believe this anymore. And then people who are very into tarot will just say it's kind of like your ego getting in the way, which is it's very hard to read for yourself, but also I don't know. I'm off of it right now.
You didn't just figure out a way to spin it in another way that made it seem true.
What I know.
I can't do that. I'm like obsessed with the pursuit of truth. It's like a problem. So I can't even lie to myself.
Wow, it's like
So
we're different
awesome.
species.
It's not. It's
pretty
like
sick.
I literally wish I could lie to myself. I think it would be really, really helpful. But I can't. I don't know.
Yeah.
Have you tried?
Like telling myself, yeah.
Yeah. And it's just, and you're like,
It's just not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want the truth, even if it hurts.
That's good.
Is it? I mean, You can go,
because then you're not living in a
you
delusional
can take
world.
it a little too far. Sometimes you get more information than you really needed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks.
And then you're like, I mean, we didn't. Maybe we could do a white lie here and there.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe we could stop now.
Right. God, we truly are different species.
Oh my God.
This has been great. Is there any last topics you want to touch on? Is that anything aching that you're like, I want to get this?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay. Are you seeing anybody now? Are you dating? Are you
Dating. I want to just bebop around, and I'm failing miserably.
Are you exclusive with somebody?
Is it the scooter guy?
Oh no. Is it the security guard with the bald hair?
Well, because you
No.
said you were dating a younger guy,
I
and
pull-
the scooter guy reeked
was-
of someone
it was
still in
that.
his 20s.
It was that. What if I pulled out a fingerless glove? In my pocket?
It's this. It
That
was
would be the
security
ultimate
guard.
callback.
We got together.
You
One
win
little curl
callbacks.
falls off of it. And I go, am I dating anybody? In what way? Yeah. In what way do you mean? I am it's like I'm like a foster failure every time. You know, I'm like,
That's
I'm just gonna be with this
hilarious.
guy to have fun and
That's
F
really
around,
funny.
and it's
Yeah.
always a failure. I always take them in. And no, yeah, I guess I'm like, well, it's nothing like official at
Okay.
all, but like
Okay.
I can't like not hook on to somebody. I'm very bad about like keeping it casual. Like I think I'm
Yeah.
like all in or nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
is that called codependent?
No, it's called you don't do cash.
Yes,
You don't do casual.
I don't do cash.
Yeah, I've tried, and sometimes I can do it, but it depends on like the state, what phase I'm in my life.
Right.
You know.
Yeah,
But does the guy you're seeing know that you know that? Like sometimes you all not being able to do cash is fine as long as the other person also can't do cash. But like if you're not doing cash and then the
And
other
he's
person's doing
cash.
cash, that's
That's
a recipe
sus.
for
I
disaster.
would love if he was doing cash too.
Oh, so he's not.
Okay, so
but
he's
I'm.
into ya.
Look at this.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, how could you?
How could
look
you
at this.
not?
Look at this. Look
How
at this
could you
combo,
not?
You know.
That looks good.
Thank you. No, this one is like it's a swing from the last guy though. Like I'll
Yeah.
always like swing like this is it's
It's
a
like
comic.
you're like America with presidents. We had Barack,
Yes.
Right.
and then we had Tumpy Tump right after. We had the pendulum had a swing.
wow,
Right.
you're so right.
Yeah.
I date presidentially.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah.
2 steps forward, 2 steps back.
Always bing
Yeah.
bong boom.
It's a hoedown. It's a hoedown for Catherine.
Good. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, the next guy I date will probably be a senator. Then.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna go from comic to senator.
Nice.
How much younger are you going?
Right now,
Yeah.
3 years.
Oh, I like
That's
that.
not-
I was like, I did 12. I was like,
12 years younger.
3
Yeah,
years younger.
I was like, hit me. I was like, what are we gonna say? Yeah.
3 feels significant.
so funny.
when you're a
3 feels-
girl, yeah.
I know.
I've
it's
never
like,
dated anybody my age.
As
or
for a
younger.
girl dating 3 years, it's like the body count lie or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? You know, they say like a girl lies, whatever. If like, so a girl dating a guy younger, it feels like double the age.
Right.
You know what I mean? If he's 3 years
Double the
younger,
difference.
it
Did he
feels
hit
like
30
he's,
yet though, or when's the birthday? Is he 29 or 30?
he's 30.
Okay.
But like a girl dating an older guy, if he's 12 years older, you
That's like
feel
6.
like you're on almost the same playing
Yeah.
field.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I don't know what.
Yeah, but at a certain point, don't you go, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Because that's what I finally started saying to myself, which made me move in the other direction.
Because he's
there was
younger.
because I 100%
crusty, man.
but I also 100% agree with you because I was dating men 15 years older than me, and I felt like we're just having the same realizations in life, and then I go, there's
kinda
something
fucked
wrong
up.
with you.
Yeah.
And then they gotta hold their phone far away from their face to
So
look
Right.
at it.
I was like, what? Get your life together.
Yeah, you're going, there's something wrong with me that you're meeting me right now.
Yeah.
You should be light years ahead
Yeah.
of me
exactly.
right now.
I should be
Yeah.
learning things.
yeah,
Yes.
you want a partner that inspires you and that
Yes.
can teach you new things that you don't know and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
much so. But the young is fun. They've got a lot of heart.
That's what I hear.
A lot of
They got
energy.
a lot of so much energy.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, good God, the
Yeah.
meditation at 8 a.m. I'm like, knock it off.
That's
Yeah.
so funny that you said that because they literally love a meditation.
Oh, do young guys meditate?
Oh my God,
that's
yeah.
amazing.
They love it.
Yeah,
they
they
love
do.
it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's good. I'm happy. I think it's nice.
Yeah.
nice. It's
you gotta
nice.
get quiet time so you can figure
It's-
out how you feel.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's
Yeah.
why they don't need
Have you looked-
emojis.
so no phone looking through.
No.
Nice.
No. I probably,
And it feels better, right?
I'll never do it again. Yes.
Because it's
it
like,
does.
I'm just gonna trust you. Trust is a choice. Obviously, you gauge as you go, like it and it ebbs and flows. But like, I'm just going to choose to trust you because you haven't given me a reason not to. And then that one of my mantras is whatever I need to know is revealed to me.
That's how I look.
And it's like, oh, thank God. And that's feminine energy too. It's like, if I need to know something, it will be revealed. I'm not going to go hunting for it and go like,
it's revealed when you open the door and your boyfriend's fucking someone
and that's revealed to you. You just want to walk in your home. He's in another girl's puss.
That's a girl's reveal for us. We're just like, we're just like walking around being kind, and then just something terrible happens.
You're like, thank you,
but
universe.
It was revealed. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Man.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's what I want. I want to catch him in the act.
Yeah.
Not in the phone.
Right.
Not in the screen.
Yeah.
Goals.
In the bed.
Manifest. Hashtag 2025.
Yes.
And you have a special out. So where can we see you? Where can we watch you? You got road gigs. What do you want to promote?
A special comes out December 5th. I don't know when this will be out. So it'll probably already be out. It's on YouTube. Catholic Cowgirl. There's a horse statue on stage.
Great. Very Renaissance.
So yeah, it is. It was literally I taped it in Houston. So it's a
birthplace of Beyonce's almost Carter.
Oh, I taped it the day she released Cowboy Carter.
Oh my God. Was that on purpose? It was a drop.
I'm a bit obsessed with her.
Me too.
Yes.
I have a Beyonce tattoo. It's fucking.
She's like, I talked about it in the beginning of the special, and then I ended up having to take it out because I was like, I'm gonna date this. If I and then like, how many people know that much about Beyonce?
Me.
It's a special for Krystyna.
Yeah, it's just
I was in the Renaissance film.
You are not.
Not by choice. She picked my friend Donna and I. Went to her concert, the Renaissance tour in New Jersey, and I was on this couch when I got the DM that said, "Holy fuck, Krystyna, you are." And I already got tickets to the Renaissance movie with Donna months in advance. You are in the film for like a solid 10 seconds. In between, after it, she thanks her mom and her dad. It's me crying.
You're in the crowd.
Yeah,
She thinks her mom, her dad, and Krystyna.
yeah.
Thanks her mom and dad. What?
Yeah,
What
this
show
tattoo
is that?
says WWBD for what would Beyonce do. I'm obsessed.
That's beautiful.
Corinne, I had Corinne find her childhood home when we were touring in Houston.
Just a creepy
because I couldn't fucking find it. And so she found it, and I sat in front of it and cried.
I'll find anything. I'll find anyone's home.
Yeah.
It's a guarantee.
Yes,
Really?
it really is. That's a promise. That's a promise.
Yeah, that's not
you know who you are.
It's a fucking promise.
I just like to scare people.
Can't
for
hide
no
from
reason.
me.
And we'll tell
really
your mom
can't.
what you did.
Yeah.
I'm not in this one at all. And we'll tell your mom what you did. Okay, so nods to Beyonce, special coming out, and then I'm all over the world. And I'm on Instagram at it's Katherine Blanford.
Beautiful.
That's it.
Amazing.
Thank you so much.
Thanks
Thank
for
you,
coming and
guys.
chatting with us.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. This has been Guys We Fucked, the anti-slut shaming podcast. We'll talk to you next Friday.